And I hear the music, so it's welcome back to Proline time. I'm Dave Cokin, joined by Jim Feist, direct from Las Vegas. We're going to look at the 2016 AFC South. This is a division that absolutely fascinates me because it's the most interesting quarterback division with Luck, Mariota, Bortles, Osweiler. News and notes from football fast approaching. It's a fun time of year as we get set for National Football League preseason. It's really not that far away. And I've got my NFL early bird special going now. It's going to be more expensive as we move closer to the preseason, but right now, you get the entire NFL exhibition season, $19. That's from myself or from Jim, or both of us, for $29, and that'll include, if you sign up for mine, my preseason game of the year, for Jim, his preseason game of the year, for both preseason games of the year, $29.
Not very complicated. It's a great offer. I was 40 and 25 with my NFL executive service plays in 2015. You'll get all of my preseason executive plays in this special. That's 4 full weeks of August football. $19. 866-546-9467. 4 weeks. $19. 866-546-9467.
All right, so let's look at the AFC South, and let's begin with the team that's the favorite. In terms of over and under win total is 9 on the Indianapolis Colts. We'll mention consensus Super Bowl price, although quite frankly, I think if you bet these, you're kind of crazy. The value is just not there on these Super Bowl bets. To me, they're almost all sucker bets. 20-1, which right there, it's too low. You just don't get your money's worth on these.
They're always going to be too low.
Ever since the Rams thing back when they won it with Kurt Warner, and that was a very bad result of some of the books in town. They don't give away money on those things anymore. But the over and under win totals, that's a lot different situation. And I look at the Colts at 9, and I got my doubts on this team. Luck has to be better than he was last year, but he's got to stay healthy. There are a lot of sharp NFL guys I know who just don't think Chuck Pagano is going to be the head coach of this football team past this year.
Well, they have issues at the top of their organization as well. Their owner has had his issues as well. The thing is, the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Titans are not teams that we really can say what they are. So in this division, the Colts have owned all these teams. Now, right there, if they're going to play those guys each twice, if they dominate like they have in the past, that's 6 wins. So now it's not so hard to get to 9.
I
don't think they beat them all, though.
No, listen, I think Houston, Bill O'Brien's under the gun. This is a big year for him.
Well, aren't they all, though?
Because, yeah, actually, I think maybe Milwaukee is still in the honeymoon frame at Tennessee. Mm-hmm. But there's no question Gus Bradley's going to take a big step forward in Jacksonville this year. And I think O'Brien needs to win in Houston. The Texans look to me, on paper, if Osweiler is what I think he's going to be, I think the Texans are slightly better than the rest of the teams in the division.
I agree. I think the Texans should be the favorite to win this division, and that's the way I'm going to bet it. As a matter of fact, they've already done that. The Jaguars have a lot to prove. They got the quarterbacks. Well, you mentioned the quarterbacks coming in. They're all
I think
kind
Bortles
of
is
young guys.
I think Bortles is ready to step forward. And I'll tell you, he's got a couple of the wide receiver combos. That's a good combo. And Jacksonville was, to me, showing signs of getting closer last year. I mean, the team hasn't won in forever. And here's the downside on Jacksonville. I think they've got, Oakland looks like they might be a lame duck in Oakland at this point. So they probably have the least home field advantage. But in terms of overall, over the past few years, I think it's fair to say that Jacksonville probably got the leanest home field advantage of any team in football. They don't draw well. It's just not a pizzazz town.
They don't get much, right? Really, they don't.
And that could hurt them as they try to progress forward.
This team was 31st in the league in defense last year.
Yep, terrible.
No matter how many points, and it might be a good over bet. Of course, the bookmakers know that too. They make the prices big. But you got to win. You got to play defense. And so you got Bradley there, the coach, and you should be able to put a defense together, put some pieces together on that defense and help the offense. But if it's all offense and no defense, they ain't going anywhere.
They got 2 young players who are going to have to step up. One of them is Jalen Ramsey, who's the 5th pick overall. in the draft, and Dante Fowler missed last season. He was a very highly regarded rookie, had the ACL problem. He's said to be ready to go. That could improve the defense in a hurry.
That's very true. And I'm going to look here. Let's switch gears and look at the Titans.
All right.
I don't understand the odds here, but they're saying the Jaguars are 85-1 to win the Super Bowl, and the Titans are 75-1. I think that's a mistake because Jags definitely are higher rated.
I think they left a 0 off the 75 on the Titans.
But the quarterback looks solid. He's a smart guy.
I like him.
They've got a coach that has a lot of experience. He's not with this team as a head coach for a long period of time. They picked up DeMarco Murray, who we know what he did at Dallas a couple years ago. It was a fiasco in
He's got to
Philadelphia.
be so motivated after a very disappointing year in Philadelphia where he was at odds with the coach. And that offensive line, though, that's the problem to me. And you got to be able to protect the quarterback. And I worry that Mariota, particularly given his style of play, I'm not saying he's going to turn into RG3 because he's bigger than RG3 and I think more physically able to take the pounding. But he's going to get hit a lot.
I think he's more coachable than RG3 as well.
I would agree with that.
And
yeah.
because it's hard not to be more coachable than RG3.
Well,
if
it's
you know
true.
what I'm saying. Yeah. So, this is a smart young man that does listen. He does adjust. And I actually think the Titans are going to make a run this year. I don't know that I trust the team that they're putting on top here, the Colts.
I don't think they're
offensive line is terrible.
I don't think they're a 10-win team, and that's what it's going to take to lose your over and under bet on them. It's 9. I think I'd lean to the under. The interesting one to me, and I think this is a tip off for the bookmakers, because it's not a pizzazz team, and yet after winning only 5 last year and being a losing team for a long time, the Jaguars total 7.5. And Jim, I think they might get to 8. I don't know that I'm going to bet it, but I wouldn't bet the under.
I agree with that. I agree. You got to remember, these guys are all playing each other.
Yep.
And there's no great teams in here. It's a
fun division.
It's a fun division. You got young coaches, you got young quarterbacks, you got rebuilding going on everywhere. You really don't know what's coming out of here. To me, I'd be betting against the Colts because their offensive line is not that improved. Andrew Luck had injury issues last year. He only had.
They didn't have any free agents either, basically.
No, I don't. This looks like a bad organization in Indianapolis.
I think
at this point.
Yeah, and look, Luck's got to bounce back. If I had to pick an order of finish right now, I'll go a little off the wall here. I'll take Houston as the favorite. I'll put Jacksonville second. I think the Colts go backwards or stay backwards and finish third, and Tennessee in 4th place for this year.
I'm with you, but I'm going to say the Colts and Tennessee might end up very close to each other.
Wow. All right. Good stuff. If you want to get free plays every day on a recorded message from the Vegas experts team here, including Jim and myself, toll-free number, I'm not going to mention the one, 888-478-9222. 888-478-9222.
Plus, go to jimfeist.com for free stats, videos, podcasts, fast facts, and plays from the top nation's handicappers. You can't beat it. And go to prolinetv.com, click on the subscribe button. You'll get notifications for new videos. Plus, you'll be sent the code for how you can get 7 days of my service absolutely free. That's prolinetv.com.
And thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in every week. We'll do it again next week with more baseball, more football, no basketball. It'll be done by that time. No hockey either. We'll see you next week.